Hello everybody, and welcome back to Edgewater, Saskatchewan. Not been on this for a little while. Episode number 38 now, this one is. 38 episodes. Still going pretty strong. So pretty much know what we've got to get on with today. This is going to be a kind of a combination of getting on with some of the jobs that we need to do, but also maybe trying to think ahead and pre-setting up for potentially a stream. Would be the first ever stream I've done, but a stream that hopefully some of you guys that are watching will be able to come and join and actually do it. So it won't involve a huge amount of talking, more kind of chat and things like that, but hopefully I can get things set up in a way that there'll be lots of little jobs to do on the actual farm, ready for when we do that stream. I mean, I can have up to 7 additional players come on with me, so I know I've got a list of names, quite a few offers of people who want to kind of jump on the map, join in with me, but I guess it's working out the time, and does that time work for everyone else? But one thing I know that we need to do, for definite though, just to start this episode off, is get this swather up to the sheep field. Now, going to be a bit of a pain because obviously it's huge. It's so wide. Normally I would try and get this on a low loader, but that low loader we got doesn't actually hold this header, which is frustrating. I wish it did, but it doesn't. So we are just going to have to drive this on the road, unrealistically. I guess, but we're going to have to do it. I don't know whether or not this header actually fits to a normal header trailer. I've not actually tried it. That would be interesting just for future knowledge. I'll have to try it. But yeah, it's only around the corner. And to be honest, the majority of it isn't actually a main road. So we're just going to drive this up to the sheep field. Now the reason I want to do that is I want to try and maximise the environmental score. So whatever we cut, we will keep for the sheep, which we are yet to buy. But really, it's just for that environmental score. If I can boost this score up really, really high, I won't need to cut that grass field again after this first time. We'll have a little bit of a stash of grass to keep in a shed or something. We'll place something down. However, we've got a big enough grass field already, so I'm not too concerned about where we're going to be getting the grass from. So thank you again, by the way, as always. This kind of isn't the popular series, so I don't know how many of the kind of newer subscribers are taking a look at this. Hopefully you've had the time to go back and watch a few of the original ones. But certainly I'm pretty certain the people who are watching this will be the original ones. So thank you guys just for kind of sticking around, I guess. You know, I've gone from, I mean, I'm a little fish in a very, very big sea. However, I've gone from 74 subs in January. I'm now, I believe, I'm over 1100 once I've started pressing record on this one today. So what a jump. Absolute jump. So I do appreciate it. I appreciate the originals for sticking around, and hopefully it'll be you guys that can kind of jump in on a stream or jump in on this map at some point to give me a hand. But if you are new as well, thank you. I know a few of you have, and lots of comments I'm getting on videos that are 2 or 3 months old. I'm getting comments on, which is great. Just shows that people are kind of going back and enjoying it. So yeah, I do appreciate it. I really do appreciate it. This should be a quick job. All I want to do is run around this field super fast. We will bale. I think that small John Deere can pull the baler. I think it can. We'll find out in a minute. But we will bale it, and then any bales we make, we will just store here somewhere. We'll find somewhere suitable to pop a little shed in, and that will be kind of the immediate food for the sheep. Not really much point doing much of a time lapse on this because it's such a quick job. Just want to kind of see what people think, actually throw it out there. So on the other series, the series which is kind of getting me quite a bit of attention, the Keep It Real series, when it comes to you you know, eventually we've got to buy the plot of land yet anyway, so we've still got a little bit to do to earn enough money to do that. But when it actually comes to it, this will be different for me, a different challenge. When it comes to doing the landscaping, do I give the Terrafarm mod a go? So this is the mod where you actually have to use bulldozers and big wheel loaders to actually do the landscaping. So you got to kind of physically do it yourself. It looks quite challenging. It does look quite difficult. I've never done it myself. I remember back along a little while ago I watched the Farm Sim guy and Argsy. I think they did it on one of their competitive multiplayers, and it did look quite fun. But I mean, it's going to be quite challenging for the piece of land which I think I'm going to buy is all downhill. That is going to be a challenge for equipment, but the whole series is kind of meant to be a challenge really. So do I do it? Do I go with that? Let me know what you think. If you've used it yourself, that would be interesting to know. Is it as difficult as it looks, or is it actually alright? Because yeah, from a realistic point of view, really, it makes sense for me to use that, doesn't it? But we'll have to see. Right, I'm just going around the edge, by the way, because I did miss a few little bits. Luckily, the line kind of shows it off quite well, but obviously I want to maximise this environmental score, so I don't want to be missing bits. No, I think that's got it. I think that has got it. So we'll just leave this. I mean, really, we should be leaving it somewhere that's our own land, shouldn't we? Will it fit in here? One thing for sure is we need to have a tidy up. I think that will do. Okay, yeah, we definitely need to have a tidy up. This is bad. Even for me, this is messy. Right, jump into the John Deere. Once we've got this baling done, we can pack everything up and just take it back to the main farm. I'm not so sure that this is going to pull this actually, you know. It is struggling already. We may need to retrieve the case, which I think has been abandoned at the shop for quite a while now. So we do need to get it anyway. Why has the road suddenly got so busy? Okay, will it do it? Okay, no, it does it. Takes a minute or two to build its speed up, but it's doing it alright. Okay. So no, it won't do it. I tried it. It got that far. But no, it won't do it. As soon as it gets to that little bit of an incline, it just completely stops. So that's fine. We'll get the case. We need to anyway. But what I'm just going to do is try and tidy up some of this equipment that's lying around. Okay, here we are back at the farm using our new track. I think only the second time now actually. It looks pretty good though. I don't think I did too bad a job for this. It's not too bad. So we'll just drop this trailer off and then head straight on up to the grass field, or the sheep field I should say, because that's what it will be hopefully by the end of this episode. So as soon as we've collected this last bit of grass with the baler, we'll place down the pasture. Don't know which one to go for yet. I'm gonna have a think and have a bit of a play when I get into the landscaping mode. Essentially, it'll probably just be an open pasture, I think, to be honest with you, because we are literally using and abusing these sheep just to give us wool. That's it. That's all we're doing. They don't need anything too fancy, and there is a nice looking lake there relatively close, so we don't really need to be worrying about water too much. So yeah, I'm thinking just an open pasture is probably the way to go on that one. Got a bit of the usual kind of post game update lag going on. Don't know why it does it. Every time there's a little update I get some lag, and it normally clears about halfway through an episode, halfway through recording. It's normally fine. I'm assuming maybe updates kind of clear your cache levels and things, and you kind of have to build up that basic loading again from scratch each time. I'm not sure. I don't know why, but it happens every time. Every single time. Right, we're not too far away now. Won't take very long. So in the meantime, in the evenings, kind of whilst putting the kids to bed, I downloaded FS23. I had my new phone come through, a nice Galaxy S23. Came through last week, I think. So I thought, well, I got a new phone. Let's give it a go, because I know it's quite a demanding game. And actually, I really enjoy it. I don't know if anyone's played it. It's not obviously anywhere near the level of what we're kind of used to. If we're FS22 players, it's not even remotely close. But I do really enjoy it. I do really enjoy it. What I kind of like about it is there aren't any mods. There aren't any super strengths. You're very limited to what you can do. You can't even landscape. In fact, you know, you have to buy. If you're short of sheds, you have to buy somewhere with a shed on it. I like that. I do really like that. It's one heck of a grind. It's one heck of a grind, though. You feel like you're not achieving anything. But it's got, to me, it's got kind of a, I don't know. I want to say FS13, FS15 kind of feel to it. It's almost like playing one of those two games, but on your phone. You know, back before the days of being able to landscape and stuff. It's really good. I do enjoy it. I do enjoy it. It is quite handy, isn't it, to have a game like that just on your kind of mobile or on your handset. My daughter has got a Switch actually, but I thought I'd better not start stealing a Switch off her to play it. She'd soon get fed up with that, I reckon. But yeah, no, I don't know. If you haven't played it, it's worth a go. It's only like £5, £6, something like that, I think. It's not overly expensive. I did lower the bale size in the hope that I could get an extra bale out of this, but don't think I'm gonna quite do it. Not this time anyway. No, even if I collect all these loose bits, I don't think I'm gonna collect it either way, because if I don't collect it, they'll stay there forever, and that will just bother me. So we'll get all of these random bits dotted around. It's just a shame it's not quite a bale. I was talking to Phil in the comments actually. He mentioned about being able to unload a bale when it's, say, 75-80% full. Now I don't think it lets you do it on this game, but it used to. It definitely used to. Now what's the button to unload the bales? That's the one. Yeah, so look, this one here, this 85% is there. And it's the same on the round balers, but I'm sure in FS19 you could release a bale that wasn't quite 100%. And I'm sure it was like, as long as it was 80% full, it would release. And it doesn't on this game, so you know, you had a good point, mate, actually. You think it would let you do that. I don't know if there's a mod maybe that would allow you to do that. I'm not too sure. Not sure, but there should be. It is quite annoying. But it's fine, because at some point soon we've got that huge grass field to cut anyway. So I'll leave what's in there in the baler, and then we'll just run around, probably get 2 or 3 more bales the next time we cut the big field, and transport them up here just to keep some food in storage for the sheep. So no loss, doesn't really matter. It is our own baler anyway. Now we'll get that onto there. That looks good, fine. Now the reason why, let's jump out, I've loaded up the small tractor even though I need to move the bales, is I didn't actually bring the bale fork or the forks themselves. Didn't bring them. I don't know why I didn't bring them, I should have done, but I didn't. So we'll just transport it all back with the Mac, it's much quicker. And then we'll have to drive the John Deere back up here shortly and pick up these bales. But so far so good. Will it show me the new score now, or is it the next game day? Let's have a look. Well, it's on 73 now. I can't remember if that was what it was before. I probably should have checked. I don't know, but it's fine. 73 will do anyway. I've had enough of it now. We need to get these sheep going, don't we? Right, I'm going to take the map back, I think. So let's get this started up. And we've just got to find somewhere suitable to turn around now, which might be a bit tricky. We can reverse in on their drive, I'm sure that would be fine. Okay. Okay, right, here we are. Let's get going on the road, drop this stuff back to the main farm. The case, hopefully, is just leading the way. Again, he's told me he's not been drinking today. We'll soon find out. He's definitely been drinking something again. Okay, here we are back at the main farm. We'll just get some of this equipment taken off now, actually, because we need to get to that John Deere. I kind of buried it at the back. So we'll just get that John Deere off. As long as I can get in here without too many problems. Wonderful. Right, so let's get John Deere off. Get the forks attached to it. Get back to that field. Move those bales. And then I'll probably jump it into landscaping. And place the pasture. And place a little shed. Okay, good. Right. One thing I haven't actually done yet, which is one of the original things that I wanted to do. And it was actually Harag who mentioned it. So he's a new subscriber, I think, gone back and watched all the videos, and he just said, I hope you do look at the interactive productions because they seem quite interesting. And do you know what? I haven't actually looked at them yet. So I think I need to do that. We've got just shy of $150,000, so I think I need to do that. And I have pretty much got the perfect spot in that kind of strange little corner by the field that we normally grow our crops in. So I think I need to place that, and I think I need to place it before I do this stream, when I figure out how to stream, which is a learning in itself. I'm sure it's not that difficult. But yeah, I think placing an interactive mod before that, if I do get lots of people on, I'm really hopeful I do get a few people on with me. It'll just give us an extra thing to do, really, figure out how that interactive mod works. And again, it's one of those mods that you just don't see. I've not really seen many people use it, so I'm sure there's people out there who use it. But yeah, myself, I've not seen anyone use it, so it would be interesting to give it a go. Okay, good. Here we are. I've just driven the swather back myself whilst the worker brought the John Deere up here. Now, what are we going to do? Let's jump into construction. Because what I do want to do is have some sort of track going towards a hut, I think. So let's have a look. Right, animals. So we've got sheep. So yeah, so this is what I was thinking of, because it's just pretty basic, but it is also pretty massive. In fact, the wooden mark's got to mark how far out the sheep can go. It is absolutely huge. I wonder what would happen if I do it so that the sheep can wander into the water. Do they start walking on water? Okay, I like it. It looks pretty good. I didn't time lapse any of that. At least I don't think I did anyway. I'll find out when I do the editing. But I don't think I did. It was a little bit tricky because when you place that, there's absolutely no way around the fact that it kind of made the ground go a bit funny. So I've had to do a little bit of editing. I think I managed to smooth the ground out pretty good though. It looks alright. I recovered it. I do wish sometimes. No one is perfect at landscape. I wish they just introduced an undo button. Wouldn't that be so beneficial? Just a simple undo button. That's all they got to do. But there we go. Right, there's our little shed as well, which looks quite good, I think. Now, we're kind of not quite doing this the official way because we're using pallet forks and not bale spike. To do it properly, I'll probably need to get a bale spike, to be honest. Especially if we're going to continue with the flax straw as well. But for now, at least they're sheltered. Away from the elements, sort of. There's one in there. So we just need to get some sheep. That needs to be our kind of next goal, I guess. Okay, we'll leave that there. As soon as we've got some sheep, we're going to need to feed them anyway. So we'll leave that there. Doesn't look too bad. Not too many things floating on the ground, maybe a little bit. I can't quite cope with those pallets floating, so I'll have another little tweak of that in a bit. But actually, doesn't look too bad. Cool. I'm interested to see what the sheep do. Whether or not they actually go in the water, go under it, or go on top of it, who knows. Maybe there'll be some biblical sheep and they can walk on water. That would be quite impressive. Right, let's head back to the farm. We might as well jump in the pickup. And we'll get the animal trailer on the case, I think, as soon as the case is there. Fill it up with some sheep. Buy some sheep. I'm not worried about the age of the sheep, as long as they produce wool. And then we'll probably be there about time to end the episode, I would have thought. So we'll head down now. We'll get these sheep purchased. Okay, here we are on the approach to the animal market. So this is it, our first lot of sheep. It's taken a few episodes to get here, but we're here finally. Finally. Right, let's load these up. I'm not actually sure what the capacity is for sheep, but I think we'll just fill it. We'll just get as many as we can get. Now also, just while I'm reversing this, there is going to be a new wholesale market opening up in town, which is amazing. Good timing in theory actually, because we have got fabric which we need to sell soon, and there isn't actually a sale point for fabric. So I did mention it a few episodes ago. Quite a few people agreed. We'll place a sell point somewhere in the town at no cost to us, and then at least we've just got that sell point. It's a bit annoying really, because flax straw is a big part of this map, yet nowhere on the map actually sells or buys fabric. And also there isn't a tailor on the map either, but I think a tailor would be something at our own cost if we wanted to do that. But certainly just being able to sell the straw, I think that's a given, so I will just add somewhere. And obviously I'll do my usual thing, I'll make it look quite nice. Whether or not I kind of time lapse it at the beginning of an episode, maybe just as another little small kind of landscape build type mode, I might do. But I do want to try and make it look quite nice with like a car park maybe, and quite decorative, just to make it a bit of a feature. So that would be quite cool. But anyway, let's have a look. So we want sheep. Do the cheaper sheep produce wool? Yeah, so even the small ones produce wool. Good. Okay. Wow. How many can I fit in there? 12? Do I want to go with all the same type of sheep? No. Let's go with... I'm sure this will hold more than 12. So let's go 6 of those. Oh, it'll only hold 12. There you go. That answered that question, didn't it? Let's go for the Welsh ones. Why not? Does it really matter? Not really. Right. So we have just spent £2,400, I want to say. Dollars, sorry. On sheep. Which is good. So we have now just got to get them transported back to the field. Yep, they are in there. Lovely. Right, we'll just take a nice steady drive up. We could probably do at some point with just topping up the old fuel tank. Probably worth doing that just as we're passing the fuel station. We might as well just get a bit of fuel while we're passing. I'm sure they won't mind us putting in with a huge sheep trailer. Okay. Yeah, it's about the same height as the tractor, so hopefully we're not going to take the roof out of this fuel station. That would be embarrassing. $281. That's probably not too bad, given it's a tractor-sized fuel tank. I'd be a bit disappointed if it cost me that in real life for my car. Although, to be honest, it's not that far off these days. Right, let's head on. Field is just around the corner, fortunately, so quite excited to get these sheep unloaded. Okay, just unload the last of them. Amazing. Wow, look at that. Wonder if he's going to go in the water. Come on. I want to see what happens when you go in the water. Oh. Yeah, there you go. Just going for a swim. I always assumed that sheep, if they were going to go for a swim, would kind of pull off like a doggy paddle or something. But no, they just walk along the bottom. Come up for air, back under again. Well, at least they like the water. Anyway, good. We just need to look after them, I guess. So let's move the case out of the way. We'll get in the John Deere. We'll drop some grass directly into their trough. Fortunately, sheep don't seem to mind grass or hay, which is great. That saves the whole extra process. Now, realistically, I know this isn't that realistic series, however, it's always got to be realistic, isn't it? It's a simulation game. So, really, I need to extend the fence there a minute and just put some sort of gateway there, just to stop them from running away. So, we will do that in just a moment. It's going to be a little bit more cost to us, but it's fine. I wonder if we have the same kind of fencing available to us. Don't know. Let's get in this John Deere a minute. Okay, right. Let's. I don't know which one's water, and I don't know which one is food. We will find out. Yep, that one is the food, and that also didn't fill it anywhere near. So we'll go get the other one as well. We might as well top it up while we're here. I might, to be honest, leave this tractor here. I'm not too sure. Do you know what would be absolutely ideal? It's for like a one of those like bobcats to come up in the shop. I find if I say it out loud, sometimes it happens. So yeah, I could do with a bobcat appearing in the shop. That would be quite handy, because then we can either keep that here or keep that down with the pigs. And we wouldn't need this tractor in two places at once. Okay, so that still didn't quite fill it, but certainly given them enough food for a minute or two. So that is fine. Now, yeah, we'll go with the idea of leaving this here for a minute. Hopefully without putting it through the shed wall. Good. Okay, so yeah, they're looking alright. How are they in the stats? Oh, not bad. Okay, so they're 3/4 full, aren't they? So I need to just get some water now, which we'll take directly from there. Now, while I think about it, I'm pretty sure you can kind of remove the markers. Which it has done now, is it? I don't know. I mean, there was a wooden stick here somewhere and it's not there, so maybe it has. Yeah, they really like that water, don't they? I really like that water. Let's head on back with the case, and we'll grab the small water tank, because that can actually come and live up here now, and then we'll just top up their truss. See, it seems a bit excessive, I think, to reverse the semi all the way back into that little bit of land just to give those sheep a little bit of water. So yeah, we have still got that small tanker. I'm sure we have the little small one. It's down by the pigs somewhere, so we'll just leave that with the sheep. I'm not actually sure what I did with that little tanker. I don't actually know. It's here somewhere, I'm sure it is. Oh, it's right there, look. Good. Okay, right, so we'll pull this up nice and close there. Kind of works leaving that there, I think. I don't want this tanker there anyway. I want this to go because I've got that. I still haven't placed it yet, but I think it's called a fodder mixer when the actual download list when I downloaded it. But it's like a TMR mixer, a feed mixer, but for pigs. So we're going to place that pretty much exactly where this tanker is actually, and then we can start to mix up some proper pig food, utilising whatever we've got there. Now another thing while I'm here as well, talking about that interactive mods that you get, one of the productions is soy milk or soya milk, which only requires spring water, which is a bottled product you have to buy from the shop, and then soybeans, and we've got plenty of soybeans, so it seems a bit of a no-brainer. I don't know what the profit is in it. Might not be any profit in it at all. It might in fact just be a complete time waster, but it's different and it's good. Everything's got to be done by hand, and I quite like that. I don't know if you remember back in FS19 actually, I first discovered the mod when I seen Dagwin using it on the original Vintage Survival series, which by the way I personally think was the best one. I think the first Vintage Survival he did was a lot better than the most recent one. That was a really good series initially, but yeah, he used the honey mod, and that was pretty much interactive. You had to do everything. You had to kind of turn the machines on, you had to put the little jars of honey by the machine to fill them up, and then had to manually load them onto a trailer to sell them. It was just really good, and I really enjoyed it. Again, it changed the game really. It made it feel like a different game altogether. So I'm kind of hoping, I've got high hopes, but I'm hoping the interactive mod will be kind of the equivalent to that, maybe. And I know as you get down the line you can produce tomato juice and ketchup, and so I am quite looking forward to that. It will be good, certainly worth a try. Right, anyway, let's top up this water, and then the sheep are good to go. Their productivity should jump up hopefully. Now one thing I do need to do, whilst avoiding all of the sheep, is probably find a good way to get into this little lake and then make a track up, because that is quite steep, isn't it? And I don't really want to lose the tractor. Also, he's quite well camouflaged in there, isn't he? I probably ran him over. Yeah, so here maybe. So I'll probably have to tweak in another little track here actually, just so we know roughly where we're going. Even this is quite steep, but it fills. Good. I don't know how much of the water tank this will fill, not too sure, but for here and now it will do the job. It's about half full. Well, that's why we're here. While it's connected, let's just do one more quick load, and then I can kind of leave the sheep producing us some wool and not have to worry about them too much then. I need to clean this tractor. Look at the state of it. Okay, so pretty much 2 of these nearly fills that completely, which is great. So definitely a better option than bringing the semi down here. That would be quite disruptive to the animals, I'm sure. So this is perfect. So we won't sell it. It's not really worth anything anyway, which is why I haven't sold it yet. But we'll leave it here. Fit that conveniently. Brilliant. Wonderful. And then just while I'm here as well, for realism's sake, I've just popped a little, finished off the fence and popped a little gate in. That just feels better. Just close that behind us. Wonderful. I like that. It looks pretty good. Well, I think that's pretty much it now for this episode. So hopefully it's around that sort of 45-minute mark. That's kind of ideally where I want it to be. So thanks so much for watching. Next episode will probably jump back to the Keep It Real. But also, I am in the background trying to just... I'm sure there's not much to it, but I'm just trying to figure out the whole streaming thing. Because again, I've purposely kept this series open. I've only used crossplay mods, which is a challenge in itself, by the way. But I've done that purely because I do want people to join, and I want it to be open to kind of anyone, not limited to PC only. I know the world of kind of PC is frustrating sometimes if you're on a console and all of these extra fancy mods you get. So I just thought it would be good to play a game with just crossplay mods. And by the way, there is a really good selection of crossplay mods. So yeah, so hopefully I'll try and get a rough date. I'm guessing it's probably going to be whatever day it is on. It'll probably be around sort of 8:30 my time, which is British Standard Time. So if that kind of works for you, 2 or 3 people at least from actual Canada, I would really like to come on and play this with me, because you're giving me lots of feedback and influence the series quite a bit actually. So I want to try and pick a time that's suitable for me, but also where I can get kind of some friends and also some viewers from Canada online and actually playing on this map. So I'll do what I can. But yeah, just let me know if that sort of time works for you. 8:30 British time, or the equivalent wherever you are. But yeah, I think I can get up to 7 people. Do you know what? It would be amazing if I could get 7 people on pre-planned one evening, as well as myself. There's so much to tackle. There's so much to do. We'll have that interactive mod in place. We've got a field to fertilise, to spray with herbicide. We've got to actually drill it yet. We'll also have another grass field to cut at some point. And I mean, the list is endless, to be honest with you. That's not even mentioning looking after the animals and feeding the pigs. They're probably due some food as well, to be honest. So loads of things to do. And I'm really looking forward to hopefully playing with some of you at least. So I hope you've enjoyed it anyway. But to be honest, that is it. So until the next one, until we get into Keep It Real, cheers and gone.